First of all, I want to thank Matt for inviting me and including me on the City Engine user meeting. You probably saw me on the pictures. I was actually part of the in-person meeting that we had in Zurich a couple of years ago, so it's nice to be back. Um, for like, you probably think that I am new to this group, right? Not many of you may know me, so let me give you a little bit of an intro. Um, I've been with Esri 21 years, and I've done many things at Esri, but for the last 4 years, I've been in product management. And just this year, I transitioned from Taisha, who you may know, to be the product manager for City Engine. I am also the product manager for ArcGIS Urban. So both of these products are part of what we call ArcGIS as a planning system. So I want to actually just give you, like, take a step back from just talking about City Engine and talking about ArcGIS in general and how it supports planning in many areas. Um, some of these things, like, I know if you're heavy City Engine users, there are many ways that City Engine can be used, right? So you may not be using it for planning specifically, but I just want you to give you a general idea of how at Esri and with ArcGIS we can actually support cities, communities, and regions to go through their planning activities. So I want to start with a video. I think planning operates in a spectrum of scales, right? Each serving a distinct purpose in shaping how land and resources are used, developed, and managed, right? So an integrated system for planners is essential to align the development goals with city regulation and also bigger regional initiatives. So for me, ArcGIS is a system of systems, and it works at all of these scales, right? So we can break silos, we can maintain policy consistency, we can streamline workflows, reduce redundancies, and support better decision making. So I'm gonna hit play because what we want is basically adapt for the future. So I want to dive deep into this. Every city needs to manage its ongoing parcel or site-specific activities. And we can do this at the micro level by georeferencing 3D, CAD, and BIM models. We can also track the development of the pipeline of all the projects that are happening in the city by their statuses. And we can perform analysis like shadow visibility and even start doing compliance with regulation. But then we have a mid scale, right? Like the special area plans that are, we're talking about the block or districts where we can start doing master planning, but always having that data driven factor behind the scenes to know what the impact is. We can also do scenario modeling for zoning, for land use, and then assess the impact of those regulations. We can start envisioning how the future could look like, right? With very compelling urban design. And we can also create vibrant and very green streetscapes. So jumping now to a larger scale, we're talking about comprehensive planning. I know that this is called differently in different parts of the world, but this is where we start looking at initiatives that are bigger things like economic development, housing, sustainability, right? We can also start combining the work that we're doing in planning with transportation or climate vulnerabilities. And lastly, at all of these scales, we always have to engage with the public and the community to make sure that our plans are viable, right? So we can start presenting 3D information in all types of devices, the web, the phone, a tablet. We can also create different custom applications that are for the public to engage the citizen and gather their feedback. But we're also going into cutting edge type of experiences now that like immerse the user into those areas that we want to review. So I wanted to start there and now jump into what is this planning system, right? I think ArcGIS as a planning system. So for me, it's a collection of GIS tools and workflows that form a modern platform for cities, municipalities, and counties. So what does this consist of? Um, if you are familiar with the Esri ecosystem, we have foundational products like ArcGIS Online and Enterprise, where you can share, maintain, admin your data. But this is like your solid base for where everything starts from. Then we have tools that are very much for GIS professionals, right? And you may not even use these tools if you're like a heavy city engine user, but for your knowledge, we have ArcGIS Pro, it's our flagship product that it's there for doing any type of GIS workflow, right? Like spatial analysis, and like you have access to hundreds and hundreds of tools where you can start doing this, create maps, create scenes in 3D and all that. Then there we have products that are for understanding market intelligence. Business Analyst contains more than 1,500 variables, demographic data, um, things that can help you understand the existing conditions of where you're working at. And then we have things like ArcGIS Solutions. If you're not familiar with this, these are pre-configured templates, almost like plug and play short little products that are very targeted for you to do something. And we have specific ArcGIS solutions that are for planning. So you don't have to start from scratch. We've done a lot of work for you, and then you just plug in one of the solutions, your data, and you can get going. At the heart of this planning system, we have two products. We have ArcGIS City Engine, which you are all familiar with, which I know that it's not only for urban design, but for the context of the planning system, I like saying that it's how you can start adding the aesthetics and the form to those very schematic plans that you can create somewhere else, right? I also like thinking about City Engine as a middleman. City Engine can do things in our ArcGIS system that no other products can do. It can talk to design software, create exports there, or to game engines, right, to start creating really high-end visualizations. So it's a very powerful tool. You know about this. The other tool at the heart of the planning system is ArcGIS Urban, which I see it more for planning. And we do scenario modeling here. We start testing how the vision of the city could be regulated, like we have policy that can be ingested into urban. So then so you have guidelines, right, for how is that vision of the future. But we do it with really fast assessment tools as well. Urban uses City Engine technology on the back end, so it's just streamlining things for people that don't know much GIS, or they're not super versed in City Engine, to do their workflows faster. And then we have a variety of tools that are for the public. SceneViewer, you probably use it too. It's our 3D mapping visualization tool. It's excellent because anybody can have access to it. So outputs of City Engine and Urban can go directly into a SceneViewer for being shared. Then we have other tools that are more specific for community engagement, in this case, ArcGIS Hub, where you can create initiatives, track them, have events, things that are very relevant for the community to know. We jump to Experience Builder, which is basically a custom web experience for you to bring information that you have created in all these other products and then tailor something that is for the public, for the community to see whatever you've been working on. And lastly, I want to mention Story Maps because it's just one of these tools that we have that can put all of your work into a right narrative. So I'm putting an ellipsis here because these are not only the only products that we have at Esri. We have more than 100 tools and products at Esri. But the ellipsis is here because like you can expand and adapt this system to be whatever you want it to be. So like the Maps SDK for game engines, right? You can take outputs of your work into game engines to create like amazing experiences or really compelling visualizations that can tell a better story, right? We have XR Viewer, which is coming next year, where you can take either work that you've done in urban or any scenes that you have created in SimViewer and ingest ingest them and see them in these XR experiences, right? That like can just immerse you into the work that you've been doing. And again, with AI happening, like this can be like there are a multitude of ways that you can extend this system. So if you are only a City Engine user, you may not care about any of these other products, but just for your knowledge, because we have changed the licensing a little bit for our products. If you have a professional plus license, which City Engine is included in it, you have access to all of this. So you could take advantage of all of these tools if you want to extend your work beyond of what you're doing with City Engine. So like this is what I wanted to talk about, like just give you a quick overview of all of the things that we're doing at Esri, specifically for planning. And I hope that this is like useful for you to know if you didn't know about this.